The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. These profound words from Marcus Aurelius echo through the centuries, offering us wisdom that feels more relevant today than ever before. In a world of constant notifications, endless distractions, and relentless pressure to achieve, imagine possessing something truly revolutionary: the power to find inner peace and happiness regardless of the chaos swirling around you. This isn't just powerful, it's transformative. It's about taking control not of the external world, but of something far more important and entirely within our reach, our own minds. Stoicism teaches us resilience, gratitude, and the art of living a fulfilled life. But this isn't just a history lesson from ancient Rome. This is about you, your life today. It's about facing the overwhelming complexity of modern existence without losing your center. It's about finding calm in the storm and purpose in the smallest moments. It's about transforming your mornings from something you dread into a powerful launchpad for a day filled with intention, strength, and joy. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the noise of life, if you've struggled to maintain focus amidst constant distraction, or if you're simply curious about how ancient wisdom can become your greatest ally in the 21st century, this journey we're about to embark on together might just change everything for you. We'll dive deep into 12 Stoic practices that can help us craft not just a morning routine, but a life filled with purpose, resilience, and genuine happiness. These aren't quick fixes or empty productivity hacks. These are timeless principles that have guided emperors, statesmen, and philosophers through wars, plagues, and personal tragedies, and they can guide you too. I invite you to give your full attention to this exploration from beginning to end. If you've made it this far, you're already demonstrating that you're not like everyone else. You're someone who seeks depth and wisdom in a world that often settles for the shallow and immediate. Your commitment to absorbing this content in full sets you apart even further. Let's begin this journey together, a journey toward mastering not just your mornings but your mind. Practice 1. Discover your ikigai. Our first practice draws inspiration from both Stoic philosophy and Japanese wisdom. Ikigai, a beautifully profound concept that means reason for being, represents the sweet spot where your passions, skills, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for all intersect. Imagine waking up each morning fueled by a clear purpose that genuinely excites you, something that makes hitting the snooze button feel irrelevant compared to engaging with your day. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just teaching us to endure life's hardships with indifference. He was deeply committed to the idea that we're all here to play our unique part, to contribute something meaningful to the world. He urged us to approach each day as an opportunity to fulfill our role with integrity and passion. Consider this in the context of ikigai. It's not just about finding what you love, it's about aligning your passions with what the world needs, what you excel at, and what can sustain you. That intersection is where true fulfillment resides. How do you begin uncovering your ikigai? Start with these 4 questions. First, what are you passionate about? What activities make time seem to disappear when you're engaged in them? Second, what are you naturally good at? What skills come easily to you that others might struggle with? Third, what does the world need from you? Where do you see opportunities to make a meaningful contribution? And fourth, what can you be compensated for? How might your skills and passions translate into sustaining yourself? Don't be discouraged if the answers don't come immediately. This is a journey of exploration, examining different aspects of your life and interests to see where they naturally converge. This pursuit of your ikigai isn't some superficial exercise. It's about establishing the foundation for a life rich in meaning and satisfaction. When your daily actions align with your deeper purpose, even routine tasks take on new significance. Your relationships flourish because you're more present and engaged. Your creativity soars because you're connected to your authentic passions. And happiness? It becomes less of an occasional visitor and more of a constant companion. As you consider tomorrow morning's alarm, reflect on what ikigai means for you. What could be so compelling that you'd eagerly rise to engage with it? Remember, this isn't about overnight transformation, it's a gradual unfolding. As Marcus Aurelius would remind us, it's about doing the work day by day with dedication and honor. Finding your ikigai isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about embracing your role in the grand tapestry of human existence, contributing your unique thread to our collective story. Practice 2. Prepare the night before. The ancient Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, emphasized that our actions should be purposeful, not random acts scattered into the wind, but deliberate steps guided by our inner compass. This philosophy extends beautifully into how we prepare for the day ahead, beginning the night before. Here's a truth. The Stoics understood well. The quality of your morning begins with how you spend your evening. It's tempting to binge watch your favorite series until the early hours or lose yourself in the endless scroll of social media. But let's consider how those choices position you for the next day. Your brain requires time to unwind, to process the day's events, and to recharge for what lies ahead. This is where a thoughtful pre-sleep routine becomes essential. Imagine treating your evening routine with the same intention and respect as you would any crucial aspect of your life. This isn't about imposing rigid self-discipline that drains the joy from your evenings. It's about creating space that supports your well-being and aligns with your goals for tomorrow. For instance, limiting screen time an hour before bed isn't about denying yourself relaxation. It's about signaling to your mind that it's time to transition toward rest, making it easier to fall asleep and wake feeling restored. Taking a few moments to plan for tomorrow can be transformative. Something as simple as identifying your top 3 priorities creates clear direction, ensuring you wake with purpose rather than confusion. This is where the Stoic mindset truly shines. It's about acknowledging what lies within our control and releasing what doesn't. We may not control every aspect of our day, but we can certainly influence how we begin it. Consider incorporating deep breathing or meditation to calm your mind before sleep. This isn't mere indulgence. It's a powerful practice that signals to your body it's time to rest. Breathing deeply and exhaling slowly reduces stress, lowers your heart rate, and prepares your body for restorative sleep. Think of it as pressing a reset button, ensuring you wake not just physically refreshed, but mentally and emotionally prepared as well. Your evening routine should be personal, adapted to your unique needs and circumstances. What matters is creating intentional space between the day's demands and your rest. This simple practice honors what Epictetus taught us: make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Practice 3. Embrace the digital silence. In today's perpetually connected world, this practice might seem challenging, but it's absolutely vital for setting the tone of your entire day. Picture this: the first moments of your morning, untouched by the digital clamor of emails, social media notifications, or the constant buzz of news cycles. It's just you, your thoughts, and the serene quiet of dawn. This isn't merely refreshing, it's empowering. Marcus Aurelius was a strong advocate for living with intention and focus. He wasn't distracted by the notifications of ancient Rome, though believe me, he faced plenty of distractions as emperor. Instead, he emphasized the importance of concentrating on the present moment and the task at hand. He understood something that's even more relevant today: the quality of your attention determines the quality of your life. So how do we apply this ancient wisdom in our modern, hyper-connected age? First, it's about creating a morning space that's intentionally free from digital distractions. This isn't about rejecting technology altogether, but rather choosing not to let it dictate how your day begins. It's tempting to reach for your phone the moment you open your eyes, but that immediately places you in a reactive state, responding to the demands and dramas of the external world, rather than setting your own intention for the day. Instead, give yourself the gift of a peaceful start. Dedicate the first hour of your day to activities that nourish your soul and sharpen your mind. Perhaps it's reading from a physical book, meditating, journaling, or simply enjoying your morning coffee while gazing out the window. This isn't wasted time, it's an investment in your well-being. By avoiding distractions, you're not just preventing stress, you're actively creating a reservoir of peace and focus that you'll draw from throughout your day. Making the most of your mornings isn't about adding more to your to-do list. It's about subtracting the noise that doesn't serve you, prioritizing what truly matters before the day's demands begin pulling at your attention. This is where the Stoic practice of focusing on what's within your control comes into play. You might not be able to control the flood of emails waiting for you, but you can control how and when you choose to engage with them. Tomorrow, challenge yourself to start the day on your terms. Resist the urge to dive into the digital world immediately. Instead, anchor yourself in the present moment, savoring the peace and potential that the morning holds. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to live more intentionally, more serenely, and more aligned with who you aspire to be. Let your mornings reflect that ambition, guided by timeless Stoic wisdom and an unwavering focus on what truly matters. Practice 4. Wake consistently. Stoicism, at its core, is about understanding what lies within our control and acting with virtue and intention in those areas. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus weren't merely teaching us to endure life's hardships with composure. They were advocating for proactive engagement with life, taking charge of our actions and our mindset. Waking up consistently embodies this philosophy perfectly. It's a declaration that we are in control of how we start our day, the that we are not at the mercy of whims or external pressures. Building a life, as Stoicism suggests, step by step with contentment in each action is a powerful concept. It reminds us that meaningful change begins with small, consistent actions. Waking at the same time each morning might seem insignificant, but it's a cornerstone habit that sets the stage for everything else. It establishes a stable foundation for your day, where you're not rushing from the moment you open your eyes, but rather beginning with a sense of control and purpose. Let's be honest, consistency is challenging. It's supposed to be. The early days of trying to wake at the same time can feel like an uphill battle. Your bed feels more inviting than ever, and the temptation to hit snooze just once more can seem irresistible. This is where the Stoic practice of perseverance becomes essential. It's about reminding yourself why you're making this change, about the person you're becoming through this discipline. It's about seeing beyond the immediate comfort and focusing on the long-term benefits this habit will bring to your life. Becoming a morning person, then, is not just about the mornings themselves. It's about embodying the qualities that make you resilient, focused, and intentional throughout your day. It's a practice in self-mastery, in aligning your actions with your values, and in cultivating the kind of life you want to live, one morning at a time. So how do we make consistency our ally? Start by setting a clear intention the night before. Remind yourself why waking at a specific time matters to you. Is it to have quiet time for reading or meditation, to exercise, or simply to begin your day more peacefully and deliberately? Then, create an environment that supports this habit. Perhaps it's going to bed earlier to ensure sufficient rest, or keeping curtains slightly open to let natural light gently wake you. And when it gets difficult, as it inevitably will, remember the Stoic belief in the power of our own will and the importance of acting according to our principles. Each morning that you rise at your chosen time, you're not just starting your day, you're reinforcing a commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to living with intention and purpose. Practice 5. Be patient with yourself. Amidst all this talk of discipline, consistency, and early rising, it's crucial to remember one fundamental truth: we are human. And being human means we're beautifully complex creatures with brains that often prefer the path of least resistance, the route of immediate gratification. This is precisely why embarking on new habits, like transforming our mornings, can initially feel challenging. Yet there's something incredibly liberating in acknowledging this reality. It's not a flaw, it's simply part of our shared human experience. Let's channel some Stoicism into this concept. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-compassion alongside its calls for discipline and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, in his personal writings, often reminded himself to be patient and forgiving with his own shortcomings. He understood that berating oneself for every misstep was not the path to growth. Instead, he advocated for recognizing our errors, learning from them, and then moving forward without excessive self-judgment. This approach is crucial when cultivating new morning routines or any habit. Those first few days or weeks can be difficult. Your alarm sounds and every fiber of your being wants to remain cocooned in the warmth of your bed. Let's be honest, there will be days when you give in to that desire. That's okay. The key is what happens next. Do you spiral into guilt and self-criticism? Or do you take a breath, forgive yourself, and see the next morning as a fresh opportunity? Forgiveness and patience with ourselves aren't signs of weakness, they're indicators of wisdom and strength. They signal that we're committed for the long term, ready to navigate the inevitable ups and downs with grace. This Stoic practice of self-compassion is about understanding our nature, working with it rather than against it, and gently guiding ourselves toward the habits and life we aspire to create. Taking it easy on yourself isn't about making excuses or permitting perpetual shortcomings. It's about recognizing that growth is a process filled with learning curves and setbacks. It's understanding that each new day brings fresh challenges and opportunities, and finding our strength in this daily renewal. As you work on embracing those early mornings or any new habit, remember to be kind to yourself. Celebrate small victories, learn from setbacks, and approach each day with a heart ready to begin again. This isn't just about becoming a morning person, it's about cultivating a mindset prepared to face life's challenges with a blend of determination and kindness, precisely what the Stoic philosophers taught. Practice 6. Build small disciplines. Consider the simple act of placing your alarm clock across the room. It's not just about making it physically harder to snooze, it's a statement. It's a commitment to start the day on your terms, to rise despite the comfort of your bed's embrace. It's a small act of defiance against inertia, a step toward embracing the day with intention. Similarly, making your bed each morning might seem trivial, especially when you're the only one who'll see it. Yet it's so much more than smoothing sheets and fluffing pillows. It's an exercise in care, in telling yourself that your environment matters, that how you engage with the world around you matters. It's about creating a space that reflects the order and respect you're cultivating within yourself. These small victories, as Marcus Aurelius would likely argue, are the building blocks of a disciplined life. They're the everyday choices that, while easy to overlook, cumulatively shape our character. Each time you choose to do these little things, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become, someone who values discipline, order, and self-respect. But why focus on these seemingly minor acts? Because they're within everyone's reach. Not all of us can control the major events in our lives, the upheavals, the unexpected turns, but we can control how. We respond to the start of each day, how we treat our immediate surroundings, and how we prepare ourselves for whatever lies ahead. This is Stoicism in action, focusing on what's within our power to control and releasing what isn't. Moreover, these practices aren't just about building discipline for discipline's sake. They're about cultivating a mindset prepared for life's bigger challenges. If you can commit to these small acts consistently, you're training yourself to uphold commitments in more significant areas. You're sharpening your ability to follow through, to remain steady amid adversity, and to approach life with a calm, collected demeanor, qualities that embody the Stoic ideal. As you consider the role of discipline in your life, start small. Look for those everyday opportunities to practice self-control and order. Remember, it's in these moments, in the quiet of the morning when you decide to rise and face the day with intention, that your character is forged. These practices aren't mere chores or tasks. They're rituals that infuse your day with purpose and your life with a sense of direction and meaning. They're the foundation upon which a life of virtue, as the Stoics would define it, is built. Practice 7. Find an accountability partner. The concept is straightforward yet profoundly impactful. Sharing your goals with someone who not only supports you but also holds you accountable can significantly amplify your chances of success. It transforms a personal journey into a shared adventure, making the path to fulfilling your morning routine and ultimately your life's purpose less daunting and more enjoyable. Think of your accountability partner as your ally in the pursuit of self-improvement. This person reminds you of your commitments when the warmth of your bed feels too inviting to leave in the early hours. They encourage you when progress seems slow and celebrate your victories no matter how small. This relationship is reciprocal. It's about mutual support and encouragement, grounded in the understanding that we're all striving to become better versions of ourselves. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, often emphasize the importance of community and relationships in developing character and virtue. They believed in the power of shared wisdom, in learning from one another, and in the strength that comes from knowing you're not alone in your struggles. Finding an accountability partner in today's world honors this timeless wisdom, recognizing that, while the journey towards self-discipline and purpose is personal, it need not be solitary. Moreover, an accountability partner can help you identify blind spots in your routine or approach that you might miss on your own. They offer fresh perspectives and insights that can catalyze your growth in unexpected ways. This partnership goes beyond checking whether you woke up on time or completed your morning meditation. It's about engaging in meaningful dialogue about what's working, what isn't, and how you can support each other in making adjustments. How do you find this accountability partner? Look for someone who shares your commitment to growth and self-improvement. This could be a friend, family member, or colleague. The key is choosing someone you trust, someone with whom you can be honest about your goals, struggles, and successes. Once you've found that person, clearly communicate what you hope to achieve and what kind of support you need. Establish regular check-ins and be there for each other, offering encouragement, advice, and when necessary, a gentle nudge back on track. Remember, finding an accountability partner isn't just about external motivation. It's about building a relationship that inspires and uplifts both of you, creating a shared space where honesty, vulnerability, and mutual support are valued and nurtured. In this space, your morning routines and broader life goals become intertwined in a collective effort toward living a more intentional, disciplined, and fulfilling life. Precisely what Stoicism encourages us to pursue. Practice 8. Remember your mortality. The Stoic practice of reflecting on mortality isn't meant to be morbid or depressing. Rather, it's a powerful call to action, a prompt to live with purpose and intention. It encourages us not to squander our precious time on trivialities, but to focus on creating a meaningful legacy. Every morning when we wake, we're presented with a fresh opportunity to engage with life meaningfully, to contribute positively to the world around us, and to pursue personal growth and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often wrote about the fleeting nature of life, emphasizing the importance of living virtuously and making the most of the time we have. This wasn't intended to be somber. It was a liberating realization that freed him from petty concerns and allowed him to focus on his duties, both as emperor and as a human being striving for virtue. The idea is beautifully simple. By keeping the end in mind, we're more likely to live with purpose and clarity, prioritizing the relationships and pursuits that truly matter. Remembering our mortality in the context of our morning routines transforms how we approach each day. It's not just another day, it's a day we've been gifted, one that's not guaranteed to anyone. This realization profoundly impacts how we choose to spend our time, the activities we engage in, the relationships we nurture, and the legacy we strive to build. It's a reminder to live fully, to love deeply, and to leave the world slightly better than we found it. Moreover, this Stoic practice helps us maintain perspective when facing life's inevitable challenges. When we remember that our time is limited, daily annoyances and obstacles lose much of their power over us. We become more resilient, more focused on long-term goals, and less likely to be derailed by temporary difficulties. It's a practice that fosters gratitude for the present moment and inspires us to make the most of it. How can we incorporate this principle into our daily lives? Begin with a moment of reflection each morning. Consider the day ahead as a blank canvas, an opportunity to contribute positively to your life story and to those around you. Ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I be proud of how I'm choosing to spend it? This doesn't mean living in a constant state of existential crisis. Rather, it's about cultivating a deep appreciation for the present moment, for the opportunity to live, learn, and love. In embracing this Stoic practice, we're not focusing on the end, but on the present and how we choose to live each moment. It's a powerful antidote to complacency and a reminder to live with intention, purpose, and gratitude. Let's greet each morning with the awareness that it is a gift, an opportunity to craft a life rich in meaning and aligned with our deepest values. This is the essence of living stoically, making the most of our finite time to create a legacy that endures beyond our years. Practice 9. Practice negative visualization. We're often encouraged to focus on the positive, to visualize success and happiness to attract them into our lives. However, the Stoics, in their profound wisdom, offer a different perspective that's not only practical but incredibly empowering. Negative visualization isn't about pessimism. Rather, it's a tool for building resilience, preparation, and ultimately greater appreciation of the present moment. The essence of this practice is to periodically imagine the challenges, losses, or difficulties you might face in life. This could range from minor inconveniences like a missed appointment or a rainy day to more significant hardships such as job loss or the death of a loved one. The purpose isn't to dwell on these scenarios in a way that breeds fear or anxiety, but to mentally rehearse how you would cope should such situations arise. This process of visualization prepares you emotionally and mentally, making you less susceptible to being thrown off course by life's inevitable ups and downs. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all believed that by contemplating the temporary nature of everything outside our control, we could cultivate a deeper sense of peace and resilience. This practice encourages us to focus on what we can control, our responses, attitudes, and actions. Incorporating negative visualization into your morning routine can transform how you approach your day. Instead of stepping out the door blind to potential challenges, you're mentally equipped to face them. It's like a training session where you strengthen your resilience muscles so that when life inevitably throws a curveball, you're not knocked off balance. You've rehearsed this moment and can draw upon your pre-visualized strategies to navigate through it. Moreover, this practice has a beautiful, somewhat paradoxical effect. It enhances our gratitude for the present moment. By imagining life without some of the things we take for granted, we return to reality with renewed appreciation. It's a reminder of how much we have to be thankful for right now, in this moment. This isn't about dwelling in fear of loss, but about using the thought of it to deepen our appreciation for what we currently have. How do we practice negative visualization in a healthy, constructive way? Start with a few moments each morning to contemplate potential challenges of the day or broader future possibilities. Visualize how you would ideally respond, what strengths you would draw upon, what lessons you might learn, and how you could grow from the experience. Then let go of the visualization and proceed with your day, carrying with you a sense of preparedness and an enhanced appreciation for your current circumstances. Remember, as Seneca wisely noted, he who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man. Similarly, by confronting our fears and potential hardships through negative visualization, we free ourselves to live more boldly, gratefully, and authentically. Practice 10. End your day with gratitude. Incorporating gratitude into our lives, especially as we conclude our day, can have a transformative impact on our well-being and outlook. Keeping a gratitude journal is a beautifully simple, yet profoundly effective way to cultivate this sense of appreciation. It's about taking a few moments before sleep to reflect on the day and note a few things we're grateful for. This could be anything: a kind gesture from a stranger, a beautiful sunset, the completion of a challenging task, or simply the comfort of our bed awaiting us after a long day. The act of recording what we're grateful for shifts our focus from what's lacking to the abundance already present in our lives. This practice aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings, which emphasize focusing on what we have rather than what we don't, on what's within our control rather than what isn't. This shift in perspective not only sets the stage for peaceful sleep, free from the turmoil of unfulfilled desires or lingering frustrations, but it also primes our minds to begin the next day with purpose and appreciation. Why end the day with gratitude? Because it allows us to close on a note of positivity, regardless of the challenges we may have faced. It's a way of reaffirming the good in our lives, of finding peace even in turmoil, and of nurturing a mindset that sees opportunities for growth and joy in every circumstance. This nightly practice creates a ripple effect, influencing not just how we sleep, but how we wake up and approach our mornings. It transforms our first thoughts from complaints about the alarm to quiet anticipation of what new things we might discover to be grateful for. Moreover, this practice extends beyond our personal sphere. It enhances our relationships as we become more attuned to the value of those around us and more expressive of our appreciation for their presence. It deepens our connection to the world as we become more observant of and thankful for the beauty and wonder that surround us, often in the most ordinary moments. As we consider the multitude of strategies to enrich our mornings and by extension our lives, let's not overlook the power of ending each day with gratitude. It's a practice that embodies the Stoic pursuit of a good life, one marked not by external achievements or material possessions, but by inner peace, contentment, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. Practice 11. Engage in morning reflection. In the quiet moments of early morning, before the world fully awakens and demands your attention, lies a perfect opportunity for reflection, a cornerstone practice of Stoic philosophy. Morning reflection isn't about extensive journaling, though that can be valuable too. It's about creating space to check in with yourself, to examine your intentions, realign with your values, and prepare your mind for the day ahead. Epictetus taught that we should begin each day by saying to ourselves, "Today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness." This wasn't pessimism, it was preparation. By acknowledging potential challenges, we arm ourselves with mental readiness. Your morning reflection might begin with a simple question: what virtues do I want to embody today? For the Stoics, virtue, consisting of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, was the sole good. Everything else was indifferent. This doesn't mean ignoring goals or practical concerns. Rather, it means examining them through the lens of virtue. Ask yourself, how can I approach my tasks today with wisdom? Where might I need courage? How can I act justly in my interactions with others? Where should I practice moderation? Another powerful reflective practice is to consider what's truly within your control today. The Stoics were adamant about distinguishing between what we can and cannot control. Our opinions, impulses, desires, and aversions are within our influence. Everything else, including other people's actions, reputation, and external events, is not. Starting your day with this clear distinction can be incredibly liberating. It focuses your energy where it can be effective and releases the anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable. This morning reflection shouldn't feel like another task on your to-do list. It can be as brief as 5 minutes, perhaps while you enjoy your first cup of coffee or tea, or immediately after waking. The key is presence and intention. Some find it helpful to keep a small notebook by their bedside for this purpose. Others prefer silent contemplation. Find what works for your life and temperament. Remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote: "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This sentiment captures the essence of morning reflection, gratitude for the present moment, coupled with thoughtful intention for how we'll use the gift of another day. This practice gradually transforms not just your mornings, but your entire approach to life. You'll find yourself responding rather than reacting, choosing rather than being driven by impulse, and living with greater awareness and purpose. In a world that constantly pulls our attention outward, morning reflection turns our gaze inward, to the only place where lasting contentment and strength can truly be found. Practice 12. Embrace physical movement. The ancient Stoics understood something that modern science has since confirmed. There is a profound connection between physical and mental well-being. They advocated for moderation in all things, including physical activity, neither neglecting the body nor becoming obsessed with its appearance. Musonius Rufus, often called the Roman Socrates and a key Stoic teacher, wrote that we should train both body and soul together, with neither taking precedence. For when the body's strength fails, courage too is diminished. Incorporating intentional movement into your morning routine isn't just about physical health, though that's certainly important. It's about creating harmony between body and mind, preparing both for the day ahead with equal care. This doesn't necessarily mean an intense workout. The key is mindful movement that awakens your body, increases circulation, and helps transition from sleep to wakefulness. For some, this might be a vigorous run or strength training session. For others, it could be gentle stretching, yoga, or a mindful walk. The Stoics would encourage us to focus not on the external results of exercise, appearance, bragging rights, or social status, but rather on the internal benefits, increased energy, mental clarity, emotional regulation, and the cultivation of discipline. There's something particularly powerful about moving your body in the early morning. It serves as a physical reinforcement of your commitment to start the day with intention. It demonstrates to yourself that you're capable of doing difficult things, even when you don't particularly feel like it. Morning movement also creates a natural opportunity to practice another Stoic virtue, being present. Whether you're feeling the rhythm of your breath during yoga, the sensation of your feet connecting with the earth during a run, or the engagement of muscles during strength training, physical activity invites you into the present moment. Seneca wrote that we should exercise our bodies to ensure our minds function at their best. Modern research confirms this wisdom, showing that morning exercise improves cognitive function, enhances mood, and increases energy levels throughout the day. Start where you are. If you're not currently active, begin with just 5 minutes of gentle stretching or a short walk. The goal isn't perfection, but progress, establishing a sustainable practice that serves your well-being rather than depleting it. Remember that how you approach physical movement reflects your broader philosophy of life. Are you impatient, comparing yourself to others, focused only on results? Or are you mindful, focused on the process, grateful for what your body can do today? The Stoics would encourage the latter approach. By embracing physical movement as part of your morning routine, you honor the Stoic principle that we are integrated beings, neither purely mind nor purely body, but a harmonious blend of both requiring balanced attention. Conclusion. As we conclude our exploration of these 12 Stoic practices for transforming your mornings, it's clear that each step, each habit, is far more than just a task to check off a list. Together, they form a pathway to cultivating a life of intention, resilience, and profound gratitude. These practices aren't about perfection. The Stoics themselves recognize the importance of progress over perfection. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his personal journals about his own struggles and setbacks, reminding himself each day to begin again with renewed purpose. Embracing these morning practices doesn't guarantee that every day will unfold exactly as planned. Life's unpredictability is one of its few constants. But these practices do ensure that whatever comes your way, you'll meet it with a stronger, more centered, more resilient version of yourself. You have within you the power to transform not just your mornings, but your entire approach to life, to make it a reflection of the Stoic ideals of virtue, wisdom, and contentment. Remember that this is just the beginning. The ancient Stoics dedicated their lives to practicing these principles, refining their understanding, and deepening their commitment to living wisely. Their writings, which have survived for 2 millennia, offer an inexhaustible well of guidance for those willing to drink from it. If you found this journey enlightening and are curious to explore Stoic philosophy more deeply, I encourage you to go directly to the source. Read Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, Seneca's Letters from a Stoic, or Epictetus's Enchiridion. Their words, though ancient, speak directly to our modern condition with startling relevance. The true test of these practices isn't how they make you feel in the moment, but how they transform your life over time. Notice the gradual shifts in how you respond to challenges, how you engage with others, and how you experience your own existence. Start small. Perhaps choose just 1 or 2 practices to implement this week. Allow them to become part of your natural rhythm before adding more. Remember what Epictetus taught: make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Here's to mornings filled with purpose, days lived with intention, and a life brimming with gratitude. Not because everything is perfect, but because you've developed the wisdom to find value in every experience. just as the Stoics taught. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoic wisdom. May your path forward be marked by virtue, resilience, and ever-deepening tranquility.